There was a time when trains were more than machines. They were cathedrals of steel, palaces on wheels, and gateways to adventure. Train travel wasn't about rushing to your destination. It was about savoring every moment of the journey. You could dine under glowing chandeliers, sleep in a moving hotel room, or watch the world pass by through panoramic glass domes. But many of those features, the ones that made train travel unforgettable, have quietly slipped into history. So join us as we rediscover 15 train travel features that history left behind, but that continue to inspire nostalgia and wonder today. 1. Opulent dining cars. Picture this: the sound of silverware gently clinking against fine china, the aroma of roasted meats and freshly baked bread wafting through the air. Passengers once sat at polished mahogany tables draped with white linens, while waiters in tuxedos served multi-course meals worthy of the best city restaurants. Some dining cars even had menus that changed with the regions the train passed through: fresh seafood when near the coast, hearty roasts in the mountains. Meals weren't rushed. They were an event. You didn't just eat to fill your stomach. You dined to create a memory. 2. Private sleeper compartments. Long before modern efficiency stripped things down to bare bunks, private sleeper cabins made overnight travel magical. Imagine closing the door of your compartment, where a neatly made bed awaited, with curtains you could draw for privacy. Some even had fold-down sinks or elegant wall lamps. As the train swayed gently, families played card games, lovers whispered under soft lighting, and children fell asleep to the rhythm of the wheels. It wasn't just sleep, it was the romance of being carried across the country overnight, waking up to new scenery outside your window. 3. Observation domes. Few features were as breathtaking as the glass-domed observation cars. These special cars lifted passengers above the roofline, surrounding them with windows that curved overhead. Travelers sat in swiveling armchairs, gazing at snow-capped peaks, endless forests, or deserts glowing in the sunset. At night, passengers could lean back and watch the stars, as if the train itself were gliding through the heavens. Riding in an observation dome wasn't just about seeing the landscape. It was about being completely immersed in it. 4. Station porters and red caps. Once upon a time, stepping off your carriage meant being greeted by red-cap porters ready to carry your bags, offer directions, and guide you through bustling stations. They gave human warmth to the cold machinery of travel. For many families, these porters were heroes, helping mothers traveling with children or assisting elderly passengers with heavy trunks. Their friendly faces made journeys smoother and stations more welcoming. Today, that kind of personalized service feels like something from another era. 5. Grand station lounges. Imagine walking into a waiting lounge that looked more like a ballroom. Velvet chairs, glowing chandeliers, marble floors, and sometimes even live piano music filled the air. These lounges were built to impress, designed for comfort before the journey even began. Businessmen met for conversations, travelers sipped tea or coffee, and couples sat hand in hand, waiting for the announcement of their train. Today's plastic chairs and vending machines can hardly compare to those grand rooms of anticipation. 6. Steam-powered journeys. The steam locomotive was more than a train, it was alive. The hiss of pressure valves, the rhythmic pounding of pistons, and the black smoke curling against the sky gave every departure a sense of drama. Children waved from station platforms, their faces lit by the glow of fireboxes. The whistle echoed through valleys and towns, a sound so iconic it became the very voice of travel. Traveling by steam wasn't just transportation. It was theater, with every puff of smoke marking another heartbeat of the rails. 7. White glove service. Onboard staff once offered a level of attention we now associate with luxury hotels. White-gloved attendants carried luggage to your compartment, prepared beds for nighttime, and even polished shoes overnight so passengers could wake up refreshed. This wasn't just service, it was dignity. Every traveler, whether wealthy or modest, felt like they were being honored. That sense of care is something modern travel often lacks. 8. Mail on the move. Trains were once the lifeline of communication. Special railway post office cars had clerks who sorted mail in real time as the trains sped across the country. Imagine it. Letters being stamped, sorted, and bagged, all while rocking down the tracks at 60 miles per hour. At small towns, mailbags were hooked or dropped off without even stopping. It was one of the fastest, most efficient postal systems the world had ever seen, until technology made it obsolete. 9. Luxury Pullman cars. The Pullman Company redefined comfort. With velvet seats, brass fixtures, and polished wood paneling, Pullman cars became the gold standard of train travel. Riding in a Pullman meant luxury. Attendants, known as Pullman porters, provided personal service, making sure every passenger felt cared for. For many, the Pullman wasn't just transportation. It was a statement of elegance, class, and status. 10. Scenic excursion cars. Some trains offered cars with wide-open windows or even open-air decks, so passengers could truly breathe in the journey. Imagine standing with the wind in your hair as the train curved through mountain passes or along coastal cliffs. These weren't for getting somewhere quickly. They were designed purely for enjoyment, to let passengers experience nature as closely as possible. 11. In-train entertainment. Before screens and Wi-Fi, trains provided entertainment the old-fashioned way. Some had pianos for live music, others had card tables, and many offered small libraries. On long journeys, strangers became friends over chess games or shared stories as landscapes rolled by. Entertainment wasn't about distraction, it was about connection, making the journey itself unforgettable. 12. Fine china and silverware. Dining was an art, right down to the details. Trains had custom china plates with railway logos, polished silverware, and etched glassware. Even tea or coffee felt special when served in these elegant sets. Today, collectors prize these relics, but in their time, they were symbols of pride, reminders that every meal on board was as refined as it was memorable. 13. Parlor cars. For first-class travelers, parlor cars offered elegance at its peak. Deep armchairs, wide windows, and attentive service made these cars feel like private clubs on rails. Passengers sipped cocktails, discussed business, or simply watched the scenery in quiet comfort. These cars weren't about necessity. They were about style, luxury, and exclusivity. 14. Family compartments. Traveling as a family once felt cozy and intimate. Family-sized compartments had fold-down bunks, small tables, and seating where parents and children could share meals, play games, or simply talk. For children, the train was an adventure. For parents, it was peace of mind, knowing their family had privacy and comfort for the journey. 15. The romance of slower travel. Perhaps the most valuable feature of all was the slower pace itself. Journeys weren't rushed. They were savored, time stretched, allowing passengers to write letters, read books, or simply gaze out the window at endless countryside. The rhythm of the train encouraged reflection, conversation, and relaxation, things that are rare in today's fast-paced, efficiency-obsessed world. Final thoughts. And so, these 15 features remind us of an era when travel was more than movement. It was an experience. From dining under chandeliers to watching starlit skies through glass domes, trains once carried not just passengers, but memories, dreams, and romance. While many of these features are gone, they continue to inspire us, whispering stories from the golden age of the rails. So, which of these features would you love to see return? Share your thoughts in the comments. And don't forget to like, subscribe, and ring the bell for more nostalgic journeys here on American Restored. Until next time, keep your eyes on the horizon and your heart on the rails.